What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I want to send a special shout out to myself because it is Wednesday morning. It's approximately 9 o'clock. I just came home from work and I am filming a life update for you all. I had one cup of coffee, decaf coffee, and then 1 cup of regular coffee. So I guess I'm like a calf and a half, you know? So I'm trying to like get this video in before I get super tired. But nonetheless, we are here with a life update, guys. So we're doing a life update on my job or my career, and we're also doing a life update on school. But first, before we start, I know I kind of always say this in my nursing videos, but I want to say a special hello to all my new subscribers. The other day, like, I normally have my subscriber count not hidden, but I don't have it on display because I'm like, it's not even like, this is not even that type of vibe. But the other day I was checking and I was surprised to see that I have like 4,000 subscribers, or 4,000 and some change subscribers, and I don't even know where I came from, but you're here and thank you. If you're new, like, can you comment down below, like, how did you find me? Like, what are you here for? I don't even know why you even, you know, it's just a mess over here. Joking. But yes, so we're gonna do a life update on school first. We'll do school first and then we'll do career afterwards. I don't know how chatty this is gonna get. I don't know how long this is gonna run for. So if, I guess, before you actually watch this video, if you see like the length of time is going into like the 10-minute mark, 15-minute mark, you might as well just pause it right now. Go grab, you know, a little hot cocoa. Now that it's, you know, fall, grab some hot cocoa, grab, I don't know, some coffee, if you will. Grab a little wine, which is what I would like to do, but I'm about to go to sleep. And just, you know, just chill out with us for a little bit, and let's get into it. All right, so first things first, as it pertains to school, you guys know, for the most part, that I am pursuing my doctorate in nursing. I have some like videos about it already. I'm not even gonna get into the whole spiel of like what a doctorate in nursing consists of and stuff like that. However, I am pleased to announce that I'm almost done with school. I'm almost finished with school, guys. Like, I think of the first time I actually logged into like my school's website or like Blackboard, and I could not really wrap my mind around being in school for another like degree, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I want to do it, yes, I wanted to do it, but I was like, did I really sign up for this? Like, am I really ready for this? Like, am I really committed? And I've surprised myself. I stuck it through, I am committed, and I'm basically almost done. So I don't know if I want to give too much information out about my project, but I remember but for those who have not watched the DNP video, when I kind of explain like what the DNP is about and stuff like that, go watch it. But for those who have, you guys know that it consists, well, part of the curriculum is for you to speak to nursing practice, right? So I never told you guys what my project is going to be about or what I'm looking into exploring, because I was kind of in between two things. I've always been passionate about like nurses being burnt out, and you know, just the overall culture of nursing as it pertains to like new nurses. I can say not super experienced, but like, you know, like the middle, like, you know, the newcomers, the ones who've been doing it, the seasoned ones, and the vets, like, just to kind of see the difference in the way that we actually practice nursing, the way that we feel towards our patients, the way we show compassion, things like that. And I've been at my job for a few years, and I work with an array of nurses. At first, when I first got to my unit, I was the youngest nurse there. I started at 22, and being the youngest nurse, kind of, at first I was a little intimidated because that was one of my biggest things in nursing school. Like, dang, I'm gonna be working with so many older people, and I'm Haitian, so, you know, respect is a huge thing, and I don't want to come across as if I'm bossy, but I do know that I have to be assertive, etc., etc. Whatever. But as soon as I got into the career and as soon as I got onto my floor and my unit, I love my staff. I love my coworkers. They completely just embraced me, and I didn't feel the effects of being younger. But what I did notice is that there was a difference between the way I worked and the way that I was able to adapt to change and kind of just go with the punches, as compared to the nurses who came after me, who were either a little bit older or who were just as young and brand new as I was. And I just kind of noticed that some nurses were just not really with none of the BS and none of the chaos that actually is the reality of nursing. Because when you're in nursing school, they kind of just sugarcoat things and they make you seem, you know, they make you feel, they don't really tell you what you're going to be expecting. And I feel like a lot of nurses, they get hit with a reality that is way too strong and way too powerful for, I guess, their expectations, and many of them have left. So I've been watching and paying attention and watching and paying attention, and this is something that I wanted to explore a little bit more. Now, I was always gung-ho about this particular topic, and then in speaking with one of my professors early on, before we actually had to choose a title for our project or an actual topic, my professor was basically saying that my project was too broad. I believe she was under the impression that maybe there wouldn't be enough research, maybe I wouldn't be able to gauge, you know, a nursing and burnout and stuff like that. My project basically assesses nurse burnout, but particularly I want to see the effects of like evidence-based stress management techniques and the way it relates to nurses. I don't want to give you the exact title of my project, so I'm trying to like find a way to put it together, but I'm looking at burnout and evidence-based stress management techniques, and I want to see how they correlate, and the way that we're going to be able to assess that, because you can't assess burnout really. They're saying you can't really find a way to, you know, identify burnout, but the way that we're looking at it is by way of absenteeism. And by absenteeism, I'm talking about sick calls. So long story short, I say all that to say, basically identifying how a nurse reacts to stress management techniques, whether they're absent or whether they're there. And I want to see if they're going to be using their sick time or if they're going to be calling out after they've practiced said stress management techniques. So say for instance, I say I have a group of nurses and currently there's no stress management techniques at all on the unit, or there's no outlet. There you go. Thank you, God. That's what I'm looking for. There's no outlet. There's nothing that they can actually do or practice, or there's nowhere for them to, there's nowhere that they can go just to kind of like de-stress, right? So let's say I have a group of nurses and I say that for a set amount of weeks, you will be doing X, Y, and Z for how many times a day or how many times a week. And over that time frame, that span of time, what I'm doing is collecting information, collecting data basically, and then I'm going to compare the amount of weeks that they're actually doing the stress management technique. If it was like hypothetically like music therapy, I'm going to look at that and I'm going to compare the amount of sick calls that we get within that time frame and put it against the months prior. Things are going. Let's just say that things are going. So we are going to be graduating soon, and I hope to take you guys along with me to my actual graduation ceremony. It will not be here in New York, so we're gonna take a cute little trip. I don't know if it's gonna be cute, but it's gonna be a fun little trip. Like, you know, my family's gonna be there, so if you guys remember the last time I graduated, I think you guys saw my family in the vlog too. So it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. A few of my friends have been asking me how I feel about it. I'm excited because it's just that, you know, that feeling that you get when you're kind of like almost done with school. Like, that's just like a natural like high. But then I do have a problem. I'll admit it. I do have a problem, and I get easily bored. Maybe which has lent itself. I think it's lent itself to my going to school like again and again, because it's like, all right, I do something, I get hyped about it for a little bit, and I'm like, dang, I'm bored, let me just go back to school. So for now, I'm gonna say for now, I'm basically gonna be done and just focusing on my career. So with the DNP, do I say that I'm gonna be leaving the bedside? Do I say that I'm not gonna be a nurse practitioner anymore? Do I say, what am I saying? Now, let's segue into my career. So for those who are new, I am a registered nurse. I'm a nurse. I'm a registered nurse. I'm a registered nurse, and I function as both a registered nurse and I function as an advanced practice nurse. So I am split between working at the bedside with patients and I'm also working outpatient in the clinic as a family nurse practitioner. So life update on that, I'm still doing both. I'm still doing both. I am like literally, I don't even know what to do with myself anymore. I don't know if I'm ready to leave bedside nursing yet, but that's neither here nor there. We will not get into that. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, go to previous videos. I'll probably link them somewhere up or down somewhere. Go watch those videos there. But two of the things that have become a little bit more realistic to me is nurse practitioners, or where I work, I will say. I'm not sure if that's the case for everyone, because I've read some articles and I've heard some stories where physicians, I'm not gonna say doctors, because you could have a doctorate, you could be a doctor of anything. So physicians some physicians are relatively open and accepting to mid-level providers, which are both nurse practitioners and physician's assistants. And then some of them are not really feeling it because primary care is not, I guess, the most lucrative for physicians. Specialties is where, you know, you make the most money. And now that we have, because of insurance and, you know, government and federal stuff like that, they have kind of cracked down on the providers or physicians who were basically just milking insurance companies. So now they're trying to provide affordable healthcare, clean, honest healthcare, and that has basically decreased, I guess, the funny providers, their way of making, you know, quick money or more money. That's what I've read. I'm not saying that's true, but that's what I've read. So for me in the beginning, I was extremely concerned that I would not be accepted or just like well received as a mid-level provider, because where I work there aren't a lot of nurse practitioners. There's no PAs actually. It's just nothing but like basically physicians. And there are maybe a few, I could say maybe 2 or 3 nurse practitioners within like the whole organization. And those nurse practitioners have been there for years. So here I am coming in brand new, you know, out of school. I still require training. I still am looking to providers for just some advice and some guidance. I was just concerned that I would not be, you know, like this wasn't, it wouldn't work out for me. And to my surprise, I've been well received. Part of it may be the fact that I mean, I'm not gonna say, I won't toot my horn, but I'm a hard worker. I think part of it is the fact that I'm a hard worker, and B, well, the other part is that I am open to criticism and always willing to better myself. Like, I'm not walking around here like, oh no, I got this, you know, like just don't talk to me. I am just as good as you. And I'm like, listen, if you've been a doctor or a physician for years, or if you have a better way of doing something, or if you notice me doing something that is probably a little touchy, or whatever the case is, I'm open. I don't shut down anybody's comments. I take everything with a grain of salt. Some providers, I like the way that they practice, and you know, it's just like when you're a brand new nurse, you pick and choose what you like from certain preceptors, what you like from the person that they're pairing you up with. And when you're finally solo, you get to practice however you want to. You kind of get to, you're like a combination basically of everything that you like, and whatever you don't like, you toss it. So just coming to the realization that I am a provider is crazy, but I like it. The second thing that I've been thinking about, because where I work, of course, like I said, there are not a lot of nurse practitioners. So a lot of the medical assistants or like social workers or just random people, patients, they will call me doc. Like they'll say, oh, hey, Dr. Kim, or Dr. whatever. And I'm like, at first, I'm like, don't call me doc. I'm not a doctor, because I wanted to distinguish myself from the physicians. I didn't want anybody to get confused, and I also didn't want the physicians to feel away, like, you know, to feel like I'm kind of encroaching on their territory, or like you're not qualified to be called a doctor, why they calling you doctor. But now that I'm basically like 2 steps away from, not even 2 steps, yeah, basically like 2 steps away from getting my doctorate in nursing, when I graduate, I will be called doctor. I have a doctorate in nursing, so I do qualify for that title. So I was just, at first I would correct people, right? And then like as this year started to get closer to an end, I'm like, do I correct people or not? Because technically I am going to be a doctor. Granted, I still let them know, hey, I am a nurse practitioner, I'm not a physician. I always tell my patients that. But if in the work environment, in the work setting, if people want to call me doctor such and such, I don't think I'm gonna correct them. I think there was somebody who commented on my video where I was saying I don't know what I want to be called, and you know, like just titles and things like that. And if I remember correctly, the person was basically not suggesting, but just providing insight, like at the end of the day, honey, like you are a doctor, like you will have a doctorate, so they can call you doctor. Just make sure you know, you identify who you are. And I think I'm kind of okay with that. But you could call me Dr. Kash, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, things are moving, guys. Like, I'm really happy. I'm really excited. I'm about to turn 30, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even see myself past 25. But for now, guys, things are moving good on this side. So, I mean, I hope I am clear, because I'm not gonna lie. You know how YouTubers be like, oh, this is a much requested. Ain't no much request. Like, it's only like maybe 3 people that have asked me about like my career and like school and things like that. But most importantly, what I would like to do is get like a little dialogue going in the comment section. So I want to go back to my DNP project, right? So if you are not a nursing student, I don't want nursing students to really participate unless you are kind of like just reading in response to actual nurses. But I want, if you are a nurse, for you to let me know like how many years of nursing experience you have, like how many years you've been practicing as a nurse. And I would like to know if you ever feel burnt out because of your job. You don't gotta get specifics. Don't tell me where you work. Don't tell me about your managers and all that stuff, like coworkers. Just tell me like if you ever feel burnt out, and just let me know what do you do to kind of compensate for feeling burnt out. So for me, for example, I've been a nurse for 7 years. I believe 7. Yeah, I've been a registered nurse for 7 years. Do I ever feel burnt out? I can say on a scale from 1 being never, like nothing at all, I don't even know what burnt out is, and 5 being like I'm literally about to change my career, I could say there have been times where I felt like I was probably at a 2. And those moments basically occur while I'm actually at work. Like if it's been, you know, I do my 3-day stretches. So it's like if I'm doing 3 days back to back, we're short on staff, the patient load is heavy, you know, and then in the morning the manager comes and we have a meeting and it's nothing but like beating down on the staff and letting us know what we didn't do right and how many patients failed and all the reports and the HCAP scores are going low. I could say that on a scale of 1 to 5, I'll probably be a 2, but that's only when I'm in the work environment. It doesn't transcend to my personal life. I can leave work and I'll be good. Like I hit up my friends and we out. Maybe we could do a Thanksgiving vlog. I might see you guys around Thanksgiving. But in the meantime, get going in the comments. Bye.